Hey, Huntsville, good morning. Welcome in here on episode number 33 on May the 25th of 2023.
Too bad those didn't coincide. Well, we don't have a 33 day of the month, but
I always miss those, when it's like 5-5. Well, I've never been around in 55. But
yeah.
I'm trying to think of one. 22, February 2nd, 2022.
Yeah.
I missed 2222.
2222.
So that's how we're starting today, Justin. So welcome in, everyone. Thanks for letting us be a part of your morning here on a Thursday. This is Good Morning Huntsville. It's your show where we talk about all things good happening here in our community. Our Thursday Foundation 5 sponsor, Justin Killingsworth of the Color Bar, gracious enough to join us here every single week. Always have a lot of fun. Always great to have you on, man.
Absolutely. It's always fun to be on.
Can you grab a can of something that's to the right of over here?
The Dr. Pepper.
Can we showcase this real quick, Justin?
My Dr. Pepper. You think they'll sponsor us?
So here's Justin Killingsworth, by the way. And
my staple.
Every single morning, Justin comes in with a Dr. Pepper. Is that like an every morning deal or just on the show deal?
Every morning.
And it helps you with the energy?
Yeah. Like some people drink coffee. You just started drinking coffee. I drink Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
I think I read something about a 108-year-old woman that drank Dr. Pepper every day.
My grandmother lived to be 93. I've mentioned her on this show several times. And she drank Dr. Pepper. I think she switched to Diet Dr. Pepper, but she'd drink 3 or 4 of them a day.
I'm just original Dr. Pepper.
She would kind of mix it, though. I don't want to say mix it because that sounds gross about what I'm going to say. She drank 2 gallons of milk also a week. So she didn't mix the Dr. Pepper with milk, but I think it leveled it out. It's like
Maybe.
all the bone decay from the Diet Dr. Pepper was restored. And she never had a broken bone in her life.
I haven't either.
So there you go.
Just Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Mix it with some milk as you get older, Justin.
The 23 flavors.
That's right.
What can I say?
What is it, 10, 2, and 4? Do you remember that, 10, 2, and 3?
No.
Come on, dude. You're not that old, not that much younger than me, dude.
I'm like 30.
Yeah, I'm only 39. I'm 39. I was sitting there having to think about that, man. I was like, oh, snap, 1 year away from 40.
He's like, uh-oh.
I think we may have mentioned this before, but if you know that slogan with Dr. Pepper, it was 10, 2, and 4, or 10, 2, and 3.
Oh, is that when time you're supposed to drink it?
It's what time you're supposed to drink it. So I forget which one it was.
So I'm really funny. I've tried the pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper. No. It's something about that high fructose corn syrup.
What about the Dr. Pepper Zero?
No.
I'm all about Coke Zero, man. So
no.
That's how we start the show today.
Aspartame taste for me.
That's how we're starting the show today. We're gonna
talk about Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and aspartame here this morning. No, welcome in. Again, let us know what you're thankful for here this morning. Always our joy and privilege to bring you Good Morning Huntsville. As we're moving right along, we've had a lot of great guests on the show over these past really 34 technically episodes. We had 2 episode number 21s, but we are on our 34th show, 33rd episode. A lot of great guests today, just Justin and I, as we're hanging out. We're going to talk about some things happening around the community. We're going to learn more, not just about Justin, as many of you know Justin, but also wanted to have an opportunity this morning to talk about Farmhouse Furniture.
Yes, absolutely.
Great business here. And just kind of wanted to, not really an interview of you, but just talk about your business journey here in a little bit, Justin, and just really what inspired you to get into business. And we'll go over those things this morning
absolutely.
as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. Also want you to think about what you're dreaming about today. And I've got a story that I was digging around last night. And I know that we focus on Huntsville and we want to lift you up. But I've got a story about Thomas Edison that some folks may not know some of the pieces about Thomas Edison this morning. And so I'm going to read a little bit of a story that I put together earlier today just about him and ways to inspire you to keep on dreaming. Maybe you're in a rut this morning. Like Justin, maybe you've had a business idea, but you didn't go through with it. Justin did. So some things that he's going to talk about will inspire you this morning. So, if you've got those ideas, you've just really got to latch onto them and move forward. I think of a great example of someone in business is my good friend Stephanie Pitts, and with Advantage Specialties. And, she has continued to grow that business. And it's really cool to see, now that I've came back to see all the things that she's doing, getting licensed through Sam Houston State for their apparel, and then adding on screen printing and so many other facets of business.
One thing I like about Stephanie, she'll tell you this too. She has a big mouth. And so listening to her and her tell her story about adding screen printing, she's like, I made the comment because I got a big mouth that, you're pricing me out of the business. Why don't I just buy it? And then she's like, oh, crap. I just bought a screen company.
You spoke it into existence. So.
She did. And, they're doing awesome out there. Yeah. Deanna Irwin out there, watching her run the screen printing machine is pretty cool. So they have a really nice facility out there.
Yeah, and it's just
they can help you with all your promotional needs.
It's those inspiring stories that I always go around to, and why I love Huntsville and why we have this show, because we want to lift you up and encourage you today. Tammy already joining us this morning. Tammy Trotter saying good morning to Justin and I. So welcome in, Tammy. Also, if you look over here, we have our beautiful bouquet of flowers.
Let's bring them up a little.
Yeah, we'll take them right here. We'll put them right in front of Justin. There you go.
Yes.
This is a beautiful bouquet of flowers that is made possible by our good friend Leah Lineback over at Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. She has some really cool events coming up, some workshops. We'll highlight those here in a little bit as well. But she brings us a bouquet every other week or so, and you've got an opportunity to win this beautiful bouquet of flowers here today. All you have to do is just comment on our live stream. Just put a hashtag Good Morning Huntsville, hashtag Visit Huntsville TX, like this broadcast, and then make sure to share it. And you'll automatically be entered. We will be drawing for the winner tomorrow at the end of the show, and all of the collections throughout the week are being tallied up. And so you'll be able to enter to win this beautiful bouquet of flowers.
Absolutely. One thing that we just bringing up Leah and different things in business. There we go. One thing that I really love about this community here is that the partnerships that business owners create, and not necessarily partnerships, but the collaborations, I think is a better word to describe it. So Lee is actually going to be hosting a floral workshop at Farmhouse that includes a vase, the flower arrangements, and different things like that. And, there's so many businesses that collaborate together to help lift each other up. And that's kind of my point in that, not that we have a partnership with her, but that there's so many different organizations and businesses that support each other, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and we always talk about just, what are you doing today to kind of make that influence in a positive way on folks? And Leah is definitely doing that, and just seeing her excel in her business. That's the thing, and I'm showing our website here. I'll get to this in just a minute. I'll pull that back up in just a minute. But, that's the thing. I think when we're in business, competition drives you. It does make you better. It makes you want to grow and all that. But I've always said, I don't focus on the competition, Justin. I just focus on what I do every day and try to make it better. And
there's, like the hair salon. There's fabulous hair salons in this town. There's awesome hairdressers in this town. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. The only thing that I feel that I'm doing is making sure that I provide a great experience and great customer service for every guest. If you focus on your goals, that's all that matters. You'll be successful. It doesn't matter what any other place is doing, because your place may not be the best fit for everyone. You have to have your goals and your mission and follow your mission.
I've worked at places, and part of the weekly meetings, I guess, if you can look at it that way, or what's the guy down the street doing or the guy across town doing? Instead of utilizing that time to focus on, here's what we're doing, let's make it better.
Right.
30 minutes of the meeting was, let's talk about what the guy down the street's doing. And I'd sit through those meetings, and, you have to just kind of hold your place and bite your tongue, because that's what you do as an employee sometimes.
Right.
But I'm sitting there thinking, I don't care about what the guy down the road's doing. What are we doing, and how can we make it better? Why are we wasting 30 minutes talking about this morning?
Exactly.
And I think that's true in life. A lot of times when we see others and we're quick to point. And I saw a really awesome post by Tammy Noakes here earlier this morning, actually, when I got up early this morning. And she had brought to attention that, and it's easy for people to sit behind a keyboard and complain. And there was times when I used to do that when I was younger and much more immature, and I realized that that's not any positivity, and why am I going to do that? This was like negative Rob days way back in the day.
Right.
And she posted something about, the power being out. And this morning, we're still praying for folks. Hope you get your power on soon. The National Weather Service, by the way, put out an official report. We have it up on our Facebook page on Hello Huntsville. There was no evidence of a tornado. It was just very severe straight line winds. They estimated those winds 60 to 80 miles an hour, which if you look at that, that's still like an EF1 tornado anyways. But a lot of friends out at Forest Hills, without power, and a lot of areas without towns still without power. And
Do you know what's amazing, though? Those Entergy crews have been working nonstop.
That's what I wanted to highlight.
Yeah. That pole was like 40 foot in the air. Like, that was a major power line that snapped. And the fact that they were able, and it's not only here in Huntsville, it's Conroe, Willis area too, that people were out of power. And, they sent the crews out, they tried to get it up as fast as they possibly could. So, I mean, considering 2 days with no power, yeah, it seems like a really long time when you don't have a screen to watch or a place to charge your phone. But 2 days I don't remember what the report was of the estimated outages, but I know it was a lot.
Yeah, some folks were saying, they were posting, hey, we're not going to get power back until next week. And that's the deal that I wanted to bring up is, Tammy had made this great post about, and you just brought it up, about the Entergy crews. These guys were out 9:30 last night. I was cruising back in from Hutto, and I see the utility trucks out there putting up 9:30 at night. And you think about this, and Tammy mentioned this, that these are
they don't stop until it's back on.
They don't stop, and there's a ton of workers that are out there. And I guarantee that some of these folks that are working have kids that are graduating or at least in school. They don't get to spend that final school day or that final school week with their kids because they're working their tails off trying to get your power back on. And I know it's easy to sit back and complain and say, because it's things that we're used to that, we feel like we're entitled to. We're entitled to electricity now because it's always, we're entitled.
Because we pay the bill?
Because we pay the bill. We're entitled to internet. The friends, look, we're not entitled to anything. Honestly, let's be honest. Just because you pay a bill, yeah, you expect a service. But at the end of the day, be patient, be gracious, be kind, be thankful, because there's some places, numerous places don't even have power.
My friend Susan, she's out in Spring Lake Estates. She said, posted on Facebook, she's like, what did they do for entertainment before electricity?
Marbles.
So, use that. Take it old school.
Are you saying go buy like a pickup sticks? I don't
know.
You just throw sticks on the ground and pick them up?
I'm sure there's enough sticks out in the yard you can find after the storm.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was talking about Braylon the other day and electronic devices, and she watches a few things, but not all day long, just very limited screen time. And I was talking to, I forget who it was yesterday. I was talking to somebody that I think it was Kay Boning was telling me that it was her son on the show yesterday. Yesterday, Wednesday, she had a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, and her son played with that thing for like 8 hours on a trip one time. And I was thinking the other day,
thanks, Kay, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, Braylon did that. I had like an old paper towel roll, and she preferred it over some walking, talking duck. And because we were talking through like, hello, and she started going, hello. It was the coolest thing ever, man. So, but just be thankful today and just remember that we do have so much to be thankful for here in this community. BG is joining us on our YouTube stream, and she was asking, does the fairgrounds have power? In fact, she's going to be with us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about a really awesome vintage event happening. Market Vintage Days coming up here in Huntsville. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. We'll have her on tomorrow, I believe, chatting about that. I'm not sure. I believe the fairgrounds does have power.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just limited to some of that area in Forest Hills and then that main shopping area. Because I drove by, the entire shopping area was out. Like Hobby Lobby, they had it all blocked off.
I know someone, I love the comments about Chick-fil-A being out of power. Well, it's serious if they're closed and it's not a Sunday. So
yeah, no, it's one of those things that we're going to get through it and everybody's going to be all right. And one of the coolest things that I enjoyed, Justin, was just hearing the stories of so many people showing up and helping to clear trees. And I mean, you go and look at some of these photos, especially the ones down in Conroe. I mean, I saw tree limbs like through roofs. I'm not talking about like falling on it. I saw one.
Karen's
through the roof.
townhouse complex. I mean, it went right through her unit. But they got the Woods Tree Service went out, got it out. So
got everything taken care of. And, so let us know out there, too. That's what the show's all about. Maybe if you're affected and you need help, please reach out to us. And if we can't directly help you, we'll help connect you to resources that can. I want to remind you that this platform isn't just about Justin and I sitting up here talking every single Thursday or every day for that matter. It's about what can we do to reach out to help you, and how can we connect you to the resources that you need in this community, and how can we lift each other up. And you can email us hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. Again, that email, hello@huntsvilletx.com. I didn't post a story about the storms or anything on the website just because we want to keep everything positive. Maybe what we will do, though, is after everything is kind of cleaned up, we'll post a story.
How is this for positive? If you haven't washed your hair, please call the salon and schedule a complimentary shampoo and style.
Look at this, man. There you go. So, yeah, if you haven't washed your hair, call Justin over at the Color Bar, and he'll hook you up and take care of you this morning. We got a lot more to go on the show. Again, would love for you to chime in here. Our good friend Jerica, as always. Jerica, I know you do it because you love us saying hello to you. But every morning, Jerica's chiming in all the way up from the unfrozen tundra up north in North Dakota. It's getting up to 90 degrees in that area.
Oh, yeah?
I looked yesterday, and it was the same temperature
you left
there.
Too early?
It was the same temperature here that it was there.
Huh.
So I was like, man, you go from negative 30 to 85. I was like, that's unbelievable. But anyways, it's always good, Jerica, to have you chiming in this morning as well. Also, our good friend Robin Logan joining us this morning, saying hello, Justin and Rob. And so we appreciate you. Robin's doing some great work there with her organization, Building for Bats. Got a lot more happening on the show. We'll share some more inspirational stories. I've got that Thomas Edison story for you this morning. And then please chime in and let us know what you're thankful for today. What are you waking up to? What do you have that attitude of gratitude about? We'll step aside. We'll take a break. A lot more to go here with Justin Killingsworth of the Color Bar. We'll also talk about farmhouse furniture here when we come back. Stay with us. A lot more on the show here this morning. It's Good Morning Huntsville. That's right. We are back from church here on Good Morning Huntsville. Justin was just saying, you may have caught that on the tail end. The music, due to the organs, it feels like we're
settling down.
Yeah, settling down.
It's like, okay, get back to your seat.
Next week that's going to be replaced, and we're going to have all of our Foundation 5.
I know, and we're going to be like, wait, where's our intro?
So, friends, welcome back in. Good Morning Huntsville here. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday.
Sorry, we're going to move these over just a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. As we're here, I also want to remind you we are broadcasting live downtown, beautiful downtown square today as the sunshine is out. Our studio here downtown on University is made possible by Elliott's Jewelers. Please check him out online at elliotsjewelers.com for all your custom jewelry. A lot of great events coming up, anniversaries. I've seen a lot of folks, graduations. If you're interested in jewelry and really want someone who's an expert, my good friend Elliot Herzlich will take care of you. Visit him online again at elliotsjewelers.com. We also work in collaboration here with Paul Oley of The Gallery for all of your custom framing, photography, corporate photos, family photos, and much more. Let that creative juice from Mr. Paul Oley come into your life. He'll take good care of you.
I want to jump back to Elliot.
Yeah. What's up with Elliot?
That man does so much for our community. And a lot of times people just don't, people don't know, but Elliot sponsors a lot of different giveaways and things with real jewelry and necklaces, and does things with the Chamber Gala. He does things with Lasso Your Imagination. I believe he did things with the Peyton Irwin Foundation. He's good people.
He is. He's a wonderful guy. He's out, I was mentioning here a little while back, he's in this diamond buyers group, this exclusive club of buyers of diamonds, and I believe that's where he's at right now. Billy Cawthon last Friday was joking around with me, and I was mentioning that about Elliot, and he goes, well, man, he's like, I get together with some buddies and we go to Tractor Supply and buy tractor parts. Like I'm in this tractors buying group every Friday. So it was funny to have that. Some folks also chiming in this morning on the Huntsville, Texas News and Events group. Tammy Noakes is joining us. She was asking about that morning coffee. Does that include Bluebell, Dr. Pepper
I
ice
have
cream.
not gotten the new Bluebell Dr. Pepper float yet. It is on my list to do.
Bridget, this is 2 nights in a row now, and normally I'm in bed at like 9:30. Once Braylon goes to sleep, I'm asleep, but we have so much going on this week that it's been one of those weird weeks of like 4 hours of sleep. And 2 nights in a row, I hate to admit this, we bought the Bluebell Dr. Pepper ice cream.
Have you one half gallon?
11:30 at night, we're eating this 2 nights in a row.
Is it good?
It's unbelievably good.
See, by the time I go to get one, they're all going to be gone.
Yeah, because we're talking about it on the show.
Yeah, I know.
So.
All our 3 million viewers are going to go buy it out, and I won't get any.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Tammy, because now that's going to inspire me, and I'm going to be home even later tonight because we're broadcasting Hutto ISD's graduation, which is 2.5 hours away. They start at 8 o'clock, so that means I'm probably not going to get in until about 1:30 in the morning.
So you're going to make sure you get your ice cream.
Probably get my ice cream in now. Thanks a lot, Tammy, for bringing that up this morning. Also, Melissa Barham joining us in the group as well. Good morning to you, Melissa. Always great to hear from you. Justin, some great things going on with you. I wanted to give you just an opportunity this morning to really dig in, and maybe this is going to inspire. I believe it's going to inspire somebody this morning that it's always had a dream to start a business, but they're just afraid to step out. And you have a phrase that we're going to put on a T-shirt.
If you don't do it, you won't know.
If you don't do it, you won't know. But guide us through just your journey. I know you grew up here. You went to Tomorrow's Promise, and that was
did
cool.
when I was young.
Yeah, and Kay
when
and
she
Rick are
first opened.
What was that? Start with that journey.
Start with
and
that
then how did that lead you into wanting to be an entrepreneur, man? Tell us about it.
Growing up, was talking to Kay the other day, and I was like, I don't know why I do this. And she goes, well, that's Montessori. And I'm like, oh, it is? Okay. Because we don't realize the impact that early childhood development can have. And, so Kay, I'm not even going to quote years because I don't remember. I was young. Kay originally started on the square, where Wall's Barbecue is now. I believe things have changed.
Talking about with the school?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tomorrow's Promise used to be on the square, and that's when she first opened. I want to say it was like 1998. But I'm not too sure. And if she's watching, she'll probably comment the actual year or tell me I'm right or wrong. But so I started at Tomorrow's Promise, with as far as education. I had a wonderful grandmother that did all the Hooked on Phonics things. And, so education is very important. And just early childhood development is important. So now we'll jump way forward. Anyways, great things about Tomorrow's Promise. Didn't even realize I learned those things from there, but I definitely did. Went to school in Utah, enjoyed my time, finished early, came back, had a job.
What inspired you to come back to Huntsville after going all the way to Utah?
I actually went to Houston.
Okay, Houston.
Yes.
So you were right there then.
Yeah. So got a job at a corporate job, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I went to hair school, and then it wrote it. And then, I moved back here, and I really didn't have the intention of opening a salon here. It just kind of happened.
Well, the hair school, how did that idea pop into your head?
I have no idea, but I'm glad I did it. I was like, you know what? I want to go do hair. When we're young, and I know people will laugh, you're young now, but yes, I am young. And yes, I was younger, as we all were. I just was like, I want to go do hair, and so I did and enjoyed every minute of it. I still do. We're actually working on our second location, opening in Conroe for the Color Bar. So super excited about that.
Man,
and
that's
expanding.
Great. Were you working for somebody though?
So I worked at a salon called Green Apple Salon. It was located on West Gray, right in Midtown, and worked there for 6 years. Then right Midtown, River Oaks area. Then moved my clientele to our home. Worked there 2 years, and then we moved back to Huntsville. And I was like, I had a salon that was licensed in my home. I already had a clientele from Houston that can still to this day comes. And, the space became available. So Southern Ease Hair Salon Liz, fabulous woman, she was retiring. And the space over there where I'm at, and I was originally in Suite B, it was going to be available. It was already a salon, had all the things you needed. And I was like, you know what, let's just call. And so I did, and it just, literally, it just kind of happened. So kind of replaced and filled the void of the salon over there. And then in our first year, we expanded 3 times.
That's awesome.
The need was great, and every time we did it better. You know, as long as you do better than you did the day before, and that, you know, that's kind of my goal in life. As long as I do better than I did yesterday, and that's personality. That's, you know, business-wise. That's everything. You know, living your life trying to be the best person that you possibly can be is number one, and that's just kind of how I live.
Man, that's good stuff, Justin.
Farmhouse. Tony was like, well, what am I going to do? And so
You got all this going on. What about me?
Yes. So Farmhouse actually started over by the salon, in where the salon is now. And Sam Houston State University was over there. That area was very, I don't want to say like run down, like very neglected, as in an aspect of, you know, there wasn't much going on over there. And so we put Farmhouse Furniture and Gifts there and kind of opened it up. It was, we originally opened it to be importing furniture from Indonesia, France, and there was one other country. You know, just having a higher quality, more accent-based furniture. And we did that, and then the space on the square became available. Well, actually, we needed to expand the salon again. I was like, okay, you got to go. We need to look for another place. Like, let's get you downtown. You know, I was already involved in downtown before we were even in downtown, you know, helping with revitalization and different events, and with the Downtown Business Alliance. So we were going to go into the old jail. And then one of the owners of the shops on the square said, you know, I'm going to be moving out. Would you like to take my space? I was like, absolutely. You know, like, so we took over Southern Bells Mercantile and put Farmhouse Furniture in there. And like through the, I guess, the past 2 years, we've kind of created a niche. Like, we're very picky about what we carry, because I don't want to step on any of the other merchants' toes. So if another merchant carries it, we do our best not to carry that item, because we want the opportunity to be fair. So we kind of specialize in there with home accents, gifts, just like a great kind of like gift shoppy, but home decor. I don't know. It's kind of very all over the place in there. We really enjoy it. Tony loves decorating. Tony is hireable. We will hire him out and send him to your space, and he'll come up with a plan for you. He does some home decorating. He offers a discount if you purchase in store, but he also does it if you don't purchase in store. I know. Yeah, I mean,
I can speak on this. Again, Justin Killingsworth joining us here. He is one of our Foundation 5 sponsors on a Thursday from the Color Bar, but also owner in Farmhouse Furniture. I can speak personally. Again, that's why I love this show, and I love having you guys on, because I've been into Farmhouse Furniture, and I can sit here and endorse it without pretending like, oh, yeah, they're great. Go buy it. No, I have to keep Bridget out of y'all's store, by the way, just to let you know.
You need to bring her back.
Yeah, I need to bring her back. One day, you know, everything will be flowing a little bit better for us financially. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, because we went over there when we first came in and got our house, once we bought our house here in town, or outside of town, and we went in. Bridget said, hey, let's go look for some stuff. We were walking around the square, went in, and we bought these beautiful like shutters, and we have them hanging up. When you walk into the house, they are hanging on the wall, both of them. I have
so
them
you
staggered.
see farmhouse furniture and gifts right when you walk into
Right
your
there,
house.
but the shutters are really cool, and it's right there when you walk in. And then we had also bought a decoration for the door. It's like a little wreath that we saw in there. So, I mean, it's amazing stuff. Tony knows. He's got a knack for that. He knows.
He does.
He'll say, like, hey, this will look good if you walk in, and really great. So go by and see our good friends at Farmhouse Furniture.
Yeah,
they
and
do a great job.
I was talking about collaborations. I had mentioned that Leah at Sweet Caroline's, they're going to do a workshop. Because what I love about Leah is, sure, she could keep all her knowledge to herself, but she wants to share it. What she does is fun to her, and other people can enjoy that as well. And so we'll be having a workshop at Farmhouse Furniture and Gifts, I believe June 24th. It's $65, includes your arrangement. It's going to have food, alcohol, your vase, and your arrangement.
What about if you don't want alcohol? Will there be Dr. Pepper there?
Absolutely.
All right, got to make sure.
All the things.
What about Dr. Pepper float ice cream?
Hey, put in the request. Go see Tony at Farmhouse and tell him you want a Dr. Pepper float.
That's right. He'll take good care of you on it. Well, I love hearing your story, Justin, and just your journey. And, the phrase that you say, if you don't
do it, you won't know.
If you don't do it, you won't know. And you've taken that into full force. And so I just want folks to know this morning, if you don't do it, you won't know. There's no way. And I think it was neat for us, my business partner in our sports broadcasting business, Carl Schoening, one of my best friends, and we were talking years ago, and I remember us chatting, and we were talking about the demand for things, and he had brought up, he said, there's not a demand for, we were talking about a certain thing, he said, there's not a demand for that. I said, exactly. That's why we need to do it. Let's create the demand.
Yeah.
And so you do have to think through stuff. I mean, don't just go out and say, hey, I'm going to open up a hot dog stand in the middle of Fargo, North Dakota in the middle of the winter, because nobody's going to come to it.
Yeah.
But you do have to have a little bit behind it.
I'm one of those that I love to hear your ideas and tell you how I would execute them. I don't want to put anything else on my plate. I love to help support someone else's idea. Just like Rob and in this show, like that. I was like, I want to be a part of that. Come on, Rob, let's do it. Like, if you need someone, I'm here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you too, Justin, it's cool because you've motivated me, and I'm not just saying it because you're here and you're a paid sponsor. I'm telling you as a friend, you've motivated me to, every day when I come in, I want to figure out how can we make this better every day? What
Absolutely.
can we do? And it's little things. You had graciously donated some lights for us to use. I had a couple. You brought some more, and it's just – every day I want to do one more thing. I added one window blind. The next day I added another one. Now I've got the magnets on the car. So every day it's like one more thing. And I think about that in life too. In life, what can you do every day? Justin said something earlier about every day. I just want to make each day better. And some days aren't going to feel like it, but you need to have that attitude every day.
You got to have that win. For me, it's about having that win, even if it's a little bitty. And, through business, it's been, I have my strong suits, I have my weak links, right? And, those weak links start from the top. And so it's about, one, acknowledging that there's a weak link or that you have a gap in, I'm going to say education as far as the day-to-day or things like that, but it's not necessarily like education as smarts, but just a lack of the knowledge in doing something. So like staff, when I started, I had a general handbook for employees and things like that and different policies, but I'm 3 years in now, and there is literally a policy for everything. Like because one, I want it to be the same experience no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. I know that I'm going to be expanding. I would like to have a minimum of 5 salons in 5 different cities. I
love that dream, man.
I'm a little crazy. I always say, what's the difference between 1 headache and 2?
Or 5.
Or 5. Just take another Tylenol. It'll be fine.
Unless you're pregnant.
I'm kidding because I absolutely love what I do. I love seeing the guests. I love working with my staff. I love helping educate them every quarter, a minimum. I go to an education event where I learn something new to continue to build on what I know. in my industry, and the industry is changing all the time, as it is in every industry. It is always changing. We are always innovating and cultivating new ideas and implementing those things. And so, once again, as long as I do better than I did the day before, it's great, but that I think that is what, as a business owner, that is what I struggled with the most, is because it's all up here, right? Mm-hmm. It's all in my head.
It's all we're limited by.
But if I don't put that for other people to know, then they won't ever know it. So that is one thing that I've struggled with and have really worked hard on doing, is getting it out of my head and getting it on paper. Because if they don't know, they can't do. And then if they don't do, then you have to do. And if you don't do, then you're mad at yourself because you didn't do it. And so, it's that wheel of circle. Every position in a company is vital. Every single position. And through the course, I've added quite a few positions just to make that circle easier on everyone. You can't put all the responsibility on one person. And, one thing, I do my best to know every single person. I try, we were talking about this earlier, I'm human. My brain will only hold so much. And I try my best. And sometimes when I go out and about, I'm not thinking about anything but what I'm doing. Like, that's it. I need milk and I want to go home because it's been a long day. So I go get milk and I go home. What happens in between there? I have no idea.
It's a blur.
I have no idea, because it's like I am, and that's me. And, as a hairdresser, emotionally, I give myself to people all day long. I don't get to take that emotion from them because that's their time. That's their relaxation. That's their time, like I said the same thing twice, but I don't get to go in and say, oh, well, I'm having a bad day. Like,
yeah, it's not your time to
it's not there. My time to
it's like
vent.
A bartender pouring out his problems to the person that comes in.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, when I go to HEB, I go get milk and I go home. I'm trying, and I don't hate it at all. I love to give my soul to people. I do. I pour everything I have into people. And so does my staff, and so do other hairdressers. Just that industry in general. It's like we're uncertified counselors or therapists.
Yeah, BG was saying here, true stories of an entrepreneur. I've been there. And I think all of these are such good takeaways for somebody today. That's, the biggest thing that I've learned too, man, when I was young and had kind of accidentally started in IT back in high school and that grew, I was very shy. I didn't like being around people, Justin, and it was just, I was very uncomfortable because the number one thing was I always worried what everybody thought about me. And once I got over that, I was like, you know what, I don't care. And the more that you try to do, there's going to be people that will come at you because they want what you have. Especially, so I look at it in the media industry. Yeah. There's always somebody that wants your job. There's always somebody. And there's always somebody that doesn't realize the hard work that it takes to get to where they're at.
Someone always thinks they can do better.
Oh, yeah.
And that's okay.
That's fine. I don't care what other people think. I do what I do, and I make it better.
And I don't like to say that I don't care what other people think. When it comes to... like my business, if first off, I will never dismiss a concern or an issue or anything like that. But if it comes to like my character and me, it's great. I want you to like me. That would be great. But with every successful person, there's going to be a line of haters and there's going to be a line of supporters. It doesn't matter who you are. Look at Jesus Christ. He had a line of supporters and he had a line of haters. It just is what it is. And, I struggled a lot with when I first got started in this career. It's like, oh, well, why don't they want to see me? Well, you don't know their life. It may be that your charges are too much, or that you have no filter, or that you are too filtered, or that you wore blue pants. It can be any number of things that have literally nothing to do with you. And, that's something I've learned is just, I'm going to love you for who you are. Love me for who I am.
Yeah, be genuine
and
with people.
If you don't, that's okay. everyone is entitled to that.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I think that's the big takeaway too, is just you don't know where people have been. So first of all, don't judge them. But, man, this is all really good stuff this morning. I think it's going to help somebody out there that's been afraid, that wants to take that leap of faith and start their business. And maybe that's today.
And we actually have really good programs here in Huntsville.
We do.
I was going to give a shout out to them. John Fletcher, Kim McLaren, Rhonda Ellisor out there at the Small Business Development Center. They can't do it for you, but they can definitely guide you. And that is a free service that is here, not only here in Huntsville, but they have a location. I think they have 5, if I'm not mistaken, also in the Woodlands. And they have contractors that come in that specialize in different things like QuickBooks, and they host lunch and learns with the chamber, and also have additional resources at the SBDC. A huge online self-paced program to teach you. I'm pretty sure that they have the whole QuickBooks thing. I have an accountant, so I couldn't tell you because I don't do that. But I'm pretty sure they have a whole QuickBooks curriculum to learn QuickBooks in and out.
I'm slow in QuickBooks. They need to rename it to Slow Books for me, by the way. I know it's a terrible joke. Sally Hosey joining, saying, Justin, I love your quotes. You need to put them on shirts or on a plaque. I would buy it. You know what's funny is I was actually thinking about this, Justin.
She says we need to put them on shirts. So we are actually working on one thing that I felt Huntsville and downtown did not have was branded We Are Huntsville. So right now it's being designed, but it's kind of like the Hunts Vegas theme. It doesn't say Hunts Vegas. It says Welcome to Huntsville, but on the little Vegas sign, I'm working on them having the Steamboat House, Big Sam's, some bats in the background, just kind of like some historical icons of Huntsville that we're going to put on a shirt, and coffee cups and different things like that, so that we have those links to tourism and make Huntsville be one of those places that people want to visit.
Yeah, destination visit. It was cool when Sally said that, because I was thinking with us, we want to build a foundation here that's, like a nonprofit foundation for Hello Huntsville, because we have folks now that are starting to come to us saying, hey, I want to help out somebody. Can you take funds? And when you get money in the mix of things, it gets, it can, there's always different things that can happen. And so it's safe to put those funds into an account that's under the governance of a nonprofit where there's accountability. And so I have a vision with Hello Huntsville to start a Hello Huntsville Foundation.
That's funny.
And I was thinking of your quotes, and I was like, it'd be really cool on this show that we can promote shirts, and the proceeds from that would go to a foundation.
Yeah. If you don't do it, you won't know.
Yeah, and then dash Justin Killingsworth. And I thought about this, and I think people would actually buy me, So
it's funny you mentioned about
if you don't try it,
you won't know.
You won't know.
Yeah. Literally, you can kind of take that phrase and change it out to a lot of things. It's funny you mentioned starting a nonprofit here with Hello Huntsville. As I grow and I expand, there's been so many that people reach out, and I support a lot of little leagues and big events, and all over the place. But I want to be able to help cater and morph my industry as well. So something I've been tossing up a lot lately is a foundation for scholarship for cosmetology.
Oh, love that.
So that goes kind of hand in hand with my business. And so definitely something that's in the works for the Color Bar as well.
And there's nothing, I just went to the Huntsville ISD award ceremony and scholarship ceremony, and there was 230 plus scholarship, or 230 plus seniors that were there. Tons of scholars. Deanna, nine alone for Peyton Irwin Foundation, which is phenomenal. I love that you said that, because I didn't see anything in there that said, hey, this would help to go to cosmetology school.
Right.
I mentioned a few days ago, or maybe even a week ago, that I will never, ever, ever, ever put down education. But I will stand and say that there are some young people that don't need to go to college to be successful.
Absolutely. A trade
and what
can
you're
be
doing
just
is one
as
of those
valuable.
things.
A trade can be just as valuable. I went to college. I went to both. It is just as valuable. My uncle owns, they're not a paid sponsor or anything, but my uncle owns Extreme Comfort, and he has a son who he's training to do it. And I'm like, dude, do you realize what gift your dad is giving you? The knowledge to be able to run a trade and not ever have to go to school for it.
Yeah.
It's really great. There's some things that absolutely some people can be self-taught. some people can watch a YouTube video and learn, but that hands-on, that just diving into it doesn't work for everyone.
It doesn't. And don't feel like you're forced into that. You know, there was times in my life that I struggled and I felt like, you know, I'm talented in certain areas, but people are going to look down upon me because I don't have a piece of paper that says that I went to school for that. And again, those were all the steps that I just had to learn to get over it. And, you know, I was blessed to land a gig at Sam Houston State and at North Dakota State, two really awesome programs to be a part of. And I don't say that to boast me or to talk me up. I say that as an example that all you have to do is just have the vision and the dream. And it starts with that vision and dream and the drive to do it. And then then the second thing is relationships and being genuine. And you can pick up when people are like forcefully trying to be involved. Mm-hmm. Don't forcefully try to be friends with somebody. Don't forcefully try to gain recognition. Just be yourself and be natural.
You have to be honest.
And do good and be honest. And all that will come to you.
Absolutely.
And I'll never forget, there was a girl that I dated years ago at church, and we ended up splitting up. And the first thing she did, she calls me.
Well, I would hope so. You're with Bridget now.
Yeah. So, Bridget, don't worry. And it was funny because she had told me she's after, you know, it's funny, like in the middle of something, everything's cool. And then after it, there's like this barrage sometimes of attack. And I'll never forget, I never liked how you prayed over our meals when we went out to eat. I just think that that's so cliche. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, whatever. So I got over that. Yeah. And then the second one is, and also you think you're so cool going around saying, hi, I'm Rob. How are you doing? What's your name? And shaking everybody's hands. And then immediately I saw, okay, this is why we broke up. But I was like, you know, but then even then the enemy was trying to attack me of like, am I trying too hard to be friendly? And I was like, no, that's just my personality. I'm not going to change who I am based on one person.
What's the phrase? You never know a stranger. Yeah. You know, like never know a stranger. Like you can just be you. I always want to get to know people. I try my best to know everyone. My memory is getting worse as I get older. I think that's like an excuse, right? You know, we get that excuse.
It truthfully is a deal.
You know, but I love making connections and just interactions with people. I love it.
BG chiming in again. Appreciate all these comments this morning, by the way. She said, I went to college one semester, knew it was not for me. I was raised in an entrepreneurial family. My grandmother still gives me business talks. And that is awesome. So thanks for sharing that. Let's step aside. We're going to take a break. When we come back, a little bit more about dreaming. I want to share some tidbits from Thomas Edison this morning. Who knows that you would tune in to Good Morning Huntsville and hear a story about Thomas Edison. That's what you get here on the show. By the way, make sure that you comment with the hashtag Visit Huntsville TX, Good Morning Huntsville. Whatever you put there, any comment with the hashtag, we will get that through our system. And then make sure to like and share this broadcast this morning. You'll be entered to win this beautiful...
Oh, you got to tell them what they can win today in addition, Rob.
What is it today?
The $25 gift certificate to Farmhouse Furniture and Gifts.
That's right. So we'll toss that in. Do you want to do that as just like a grand prize at the end of the week? We'll toss that in with the flowers?
I don't care. Let's do it every day.
So here you go. You are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Farmhouse Furniture and a bouquet of flowers tomorrow. All you got to do,
fun.
Hashtag Visit Huntsville TX, whatever you want, like, share the broadcast. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Continue to let us know what you're thankful for this morning. Been a fun show as we continue to lift you up. We'll be back in a moment here on Good Morning Huntsville. Welcome back in here on Good Morning Huntsville. Sometimes I don't know if it ever comes back. Justin was just saying, I don't like this angle. What about this angle right here, Justin?
No.
No, these are good
That's just
angles,
me.
man. These are good angles,
You got
man.
my bad side.
He said, I don't like this angle, and it was when I was on the camera with him. So there you go, Justin. Thanks,
No.
man. Trying to bring me down this morning. It's all about lifting each other up, man.
I like my good side.
Just giving you a hard time. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining us here on Good Morning Huntsville. As always, we appreciate you joining us. Let us know you're out there, just like Caitlin did as she chiming in this morning saying, good morning, guys. Have a wonderful Thursday. We are broadcasting live downtown in our beautiful square here in Huntsville, Texas. Our studio is made possible by our good friend, Mr. Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers. Hello, inspirational story for you. This one, all of you know Thomas Edison, of course. Thomas Edison, born, I'm going to give you a little backstory. We're going to chime all this in. Think about dreaming whenever you hear this story. Thomas Edison was born 1847 in Milan, Ohio. Am I already pronouncing that wrong?
I have no idea.
Milan. Edison had a challenging childhood due to an illness that left him with hearing difficulties and a tendency to drift into deep thoughts. I did not know this. His peculiarities. Man, some of these words are a little bit, you get that Texas twang. His
Right.
peculiarities. There you go. It sounds better like that. Made school difficult for him, and he ended up being homeschooled by his mother. Despite these challenges, Edison developed a voracious appetite for knowledge. His curiosity led him to conduct his first scientific experiment at the age of 10. He started a chemical lab in his basement and spent hours conducting experiments. He even started his own newspaper using a small printing press he set up in his basement. Fast forward to 1862, at the age of 15, Edison saved a 3-year-old boy from being hit by a runaway train. Glad we don't have to worry about those too much anymore. The boy's father, grateful for Edison's bravery, trained him as a telegraph operator. You see how all these pieces are coming together in his life. This was Edison's entry into the world at that time of technology, and he quickly began making improvements to the telegraphic system. However, Edison's real breakthrough came with the invention of the phonograph in 1877. This was followed by the development of a practical incandescent bulb in 1879, which earned him the nickname the Wizard of Menlo Park. All these things I had no idea.
And he wasn't the original of the light bulb, but the iridescent bulb.
Yeah, that's right. Despite his success, Edison's journey was not always smooth. His most famous quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work," came from his experience of trying thousands of different materials for the filament of that bulb before finally settling on carbonized bamboo. Edison's story is one, and this will relate to you today, so some of you that need to hear this, one of perseverance, curiosity, and ingenuity. It demonstrates that even when we're faced with adversity and failure, it's possible to overcome and achieve extraordinary things. Edison's inventions have made a profound impact on modern life, and his story continues to inspire people all over the world to never give up on their dreams.
Absolutely.
I did not know a lot of that. I didn't know at 15 he saved a boy from a runaway train. And think about this. This is why it's so important when I end every broadcast saying we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Well, think about this. That boy wasn't strong enough on his own to get out of the way of that train, and Edison saved him. And if he would not have saved that boy from that train, he would have never got into the telegraph business, and a lot of that sparked what he did as well.
The people and the interactions we have so much like guidance. I'm not going to say power, but guidance to what we're going to do. And so it's important.
Yeah, you never know what folks are going through, what they're going. So as you go on from today, that's the big key today, just to take away is just be mindful of those around you. Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense always talks about self-awareness here on this show, and just be not just awareness of your safety. That's not what I'm talking about this morning. Be aware of those around you and what challenges that they may be facing. You know, I'd mentioned a lady at church the other day that was literally cursing her child as she walked out of church, and your first reaction is anger. But then you also don't know what she's went through or what her family's went through. There's no place to treat a child like that. I'm not excusing that, but I'm also trying to have a little bit of grace for this woman because who knows what she had went through in her life or the way she was raised. So be that difference maker. You know, sometimes when you give somebody a hug, they've never had a hug in 2 or 3 months, maybe two or 3 years, and that makes all the difference in the world. So Justin, it's been a good show, man. I wanted to highlight all these things today.
It has.
So it's good stuff, man. We still have about 4 minutes to go as we wrap up here on our final segment. Again, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Justin Killingsworth of the Color Bar is our Foundation 5 sponsor. You can find out more information about what Justin's up to and all the great things at the Color Bar. Make sure to follow him on Facebook. You're starting to get you built up a huge following, and I know I had to reset, but building that back up again. And doing a lot of great marketing things there. And you always have specials on the Color Bar, too.
Always. We try to do something all the time. Right now we have the Buy More, Save More event with our products. So the more you buy, the more you save.
I'm thinking of this voice in the back of my head. Buy more, save more at the Color Bar. I don't know why I said that, Justin. It's okay. I'm just feeling it this morning. A couple of things that are going on here today. I wanted to mention that we are starting to get a lot of events now that are pouring into our calendar. I wanted to pop this up on the screen here for you. And so this is our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. Many of you, I've had people reach out saying, I didn't know you had a website. I thought it was just the show. Hello Huntsville is a platform that just highlights what's happening in our community. The show is one part of that. But we put together articles about great things that are happening, some Memorial Day events. If you go to our website, if you know of anything else happening at Memorial Day, please let us know, because we only have 2 events on there right now. And that is our good friend Tara Burnett. They are having a Museum Memorial Day program coming up on May the 29th. And there's also a Memorial Day 5K and 1 mile run walk happening. Do you ever do those, any of those 5Ks or walks or runs, Justin? I don't do them.
No.
I'm going to go to one as a walk sometime just to do it.
I should.
Like I went to the color run that Kay has. Yeah. It's awesome, but I didn't participate in it. But I was there to witness it. Next year I'm going to participate in it.
It would be fun. Even Deanna's they have a blast. But
so all of those events are on the website. You can click on the events tab. And again, if you have events that you would like to share with us, please put those as well. Our friend over there, Tim Rushing at Charlie's Used Cars, 50th anniversary celebration. You know, we talk about celebrating the success of other businesses. 50 years is a huge milestone. I mean, 3 years for a business is a great milestone. But you're talking about 50 years in business, and his family and his dad did tremendous things, and Tim has carried that legacy on for his dad. It's been awesome. So visit the website as we keep that updated with all the great things that are happening in and around our community. Again, just go to hellohuntsvilletx.com, and we will keep you up to date. BG was asking, does the Color Bar have a Facebook? We said that earlier.
Absolutely.
So they do. So please.
Color Bar HTX is our handle.
You know what I'm going to do to make this easy for folks is if you are on the video stream this morning, right now, I'm going to pop that link there. So why don't you do this? Why don't you go right now to their Facebook page and hit like and follow. It's facebook.com/colorbar ATX or HTX.
HTX.
Sticking in the A-Town, man. Color Bar HTX. Go there, follow the page, like the page, and continue to support our local business. Justin, before we go, a couple of things going on today here. It is the National Day of, what's National Wine Day? Are you much of a wine drinker?
No, I don't drink very much at all.
But any wine once in a while? Not really?
Not really.
Good. I have a good red once in a while. The wine
I did have this when we hosted an exchange student and we took him back to Italy. I found a lovely rosé that I loved in Italy. I brought like 5 bottles back, and I still have them.
I was just thinking about this rap song back in the day. It was from Notorious B.I.G. And it was Rosé, keep me busy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters because they miss me. There you go. A little rapping going on this morning, man. Today is National Towel Day. It's observed annually by fans of Douglas Adams. Towel Day commemorates the work of the author most known for his series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So it is a Towel Day today, Justin. Did not know that. Also, National Brown Bagging Day. Man, I was the kid. I was always jealous because I always ate the school lunch. I wasn't one of the fancy kids that brought a lunch to school. Yeah. You know, the brown bag lunch. But I remember going on, what do you call it? Whenever you go out, Fill Day.
Yes.
When you go out on Fill Day, that was always the time that I did get to bring the brown bag of lunch. Mm-hmm. And this is like, I don't know if you ever did this as a kid. You take a soda like a Dr. Pepper and wrap it in foil.
Yeah.
Like, what does that do? It doesn't really insulate it. But I always remembered. I would always have a can of soda in the brown bag lunch day. Today is also World Thyroid Day. I know a lot of folks that have been infected by thyroid conditions. National Missing Children's Day today, bringing awareness to kiddos that are missing. That just breaks your heart when you hear stories Greek Pride Day is or geek. I thought it said Greek. Geek Pride Day today. Hey, so if you're a geek, today is your day.
Today is your day.
It's Geek Pride Day. Also, International Plastic Free Day today. Aluminum, so you're fine, Justin. International Plastic.
We'll hide your water bottle over there.
That's all right. And those are made out of biodegradable plastics. There, Justin. Probably not.
Did you know that Kevin Murphy products are made out of 100% ocean waste product?
No, I did not.
They are.
And you can find them at the Color Bar.
At the Color Bar.
Last but certainly not least, something that Justin and I are very passionate about in our pastime, it is National Tap Dance Day.
Oh, yes.
So,
you can catch us on the stage at Rather Park.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up here today. Justin, been a fun one. Thank you so much for
Yes.
just sharing such inspiration today. And that's what we do on this show. Join us again tomorrow as we will have Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home joining us. And our good friend Vicki McKenzie is going to chime in as well, as she will tell us about what's going on throughout the city of Huntsville. And then we will also have a special business guest coming on talking about Vintage Market Days coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend here in Huntsville. So you want to chime in tomorrow? We've got a great show as we line up. We'll also highlight some things coming up for Memorial Day as we honor all of those that have fallen and served for our country. Justin, that'll wrap it up. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
We'll see you back at it bright and early tomorrow as I end every show. I want to remind you this morning, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own, friends. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you back at it tomorrow.